So imagine spending thousands of dollars on this high-end audio setup, right? And then you
Yeah.
step out into your backyard, and suddenly your favorite song just turns into this thin, teeny whisper.
Oh, yeah, it was the world.
Right. Because when you take away the walls of a room, acoustic science just kind of completely breaks down. So, welcome to your custom deep dive. Today, we're pulling from a product specification page from HDTVSupply.
Yeah, for a very specialized piece of gear.
Exactly. It is the QSC AD-DWL-360 Acoustic Design Outdoor Landscape Loudspeaker.
That is quite the mouthful.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah.
But our mission for you today is to figure out what actually goes into engineering a premium $780 outdoor speaker and, how you conquer audio physics when you completely remove the walls. Okay, let's unpack this.
Well, to really grasp how this works, you kind of have to look at the shape. Because, I mean, this does not look anything like that boxy speaker sitting in your living room.
No, not at all. It is this elevated cylindrical bollard style.
Right. And it comes in this really unobtrusive green color.
Which is actually paintable, right? Like if you want to seamlessly match it to your specific garden palette.
Yeah, exactly. You totally can. But, this bollard shape is not just about hiding in the shrubbery.
Oh, wait, it's not.
No, far from it. That elevation is actually solving a massive outdoor problem. I mean, inside, your sound bounces off walls and ceilings.
Right.
But outside, your main obstacles are right there at ground level. You've got thick landscaping, bushes, heavy rocks. So by elevating the acoustic components up in that bollard shape, the audio projects cleanly right over those natural acoustic traps.
Ah, okay. So it is essentially lighthouse, but like a lighthouse for sound.
That is a great way to put it, actually.
Because I know traditional outdoor speakers are usually highly directional. You point them at the patio,
Right.
and then the second you step onto the grass, you just lose the music.
Yeah, but this bollard is actually designed to cast a 360-degree coverage angle. It throws that sound evenly everywhere, so everybody gets the exact same audio experience.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
And to anchor that lighthouse, it actually comes with a direct-to-concrete mounting collar right out of the box.
It does, yeah. Although, if your plan is to bury it straight into the garden dirt, you do need to grab a separate base accessory for that.
Good to know.
Yeah.
But, okay, since it has to stand out in the open like a lighthouse to project in 360 degrees, it obviously can't hide under an awning.
No, it is completely exposed out there.
Right. So if you were bolting this to a patio or, burying it in the damp earth, I feel like the moisture and sun alone would just destroy a normal wood or plastic cabinet.
Oh, absolutely. Which is exactly why they engineered the housing out of polypropylene and fiberglass. I mean, it is totally impervious to rot.
Wow.
Yeah, and it even carries an F1, F2 UL rating.
Okay, meaning what, practically?
Yeah.
Like for the average person?
Well, it basically means the plastics are heavily UV stabilized. So they are not going to become all brittle and crack after years of baking in the summer sun.
That is crucial.
And you pair that with tamper-resistant stainless steel hardware plus an IP55 rating.
Yeah.
I mean, you can practically hit this thing with a lawn sprinkler or a dust storm without it missing a beat.
That is wild.
Right. It is rated to operate from an icy 23 degrees Fahrenheit all the way up to a scorching 122 degrees.
So it is essentially built like a marine buoy. But survival is really only half the battle here, right? It still has to sound incredible.
Oh, definitely.
And the specs mention it uses two 1-inch tweeters alongside a 5.25-inch weather-treated woofer.
Right. And that goes directly back to your lighthouse design analogy.
Yeah.
It uses those two tweeters to really disperse the crisp, high frequencies in all directions.
Okay.
While that 5.25-inch woofer, well, that acts as the engine pushing the heavy bass.
Here's where I kind of have to push back a little bit, though.
Okay, let's hear it.
So the spec sheet lists a peak SPL, or sound pressure level, basically the maximum overall volume, at 110 decibels.
Yeah, it does.
And it also pushes 60 watts of RMS, meaning, continuous sustained power. Is that much sustained muscle actually necessary for a landscape speaker? Or is this just complete overkill?
What's fascinating here is the brutal physics of outdoor audio. Remember how we said taking away the walls kind of breaks the science?
Yeah.
Well, low frequencies, the bass, they are created by long omnidirectional sound waves. So in a living room, those waves bounce off the walls and compound.
Right, making it feel all rich and heavy.
Exactly. But out in the open air with absolutely no boundaries to contain them, those long waves just dissipate infinitely into the atmosphere. The bass literally just vanishes.
Oh, wow. So you actually need that raw, continuous power. And
Yeah.
a frequency range dipping all the way down to 55 hertz.
Yes.
Not to deafen the neighbors, but just to maintain a baseline of rich bass against the open sky.
Exactly. You are fighting the open atmosphere, so
Well,
you need serious muscle just to keep the sound from thinning out into that tinny whisper we talked about.
that makes so much sense. It really highlights that building an outdoor oasis for yourself isn't just about picking out the right patio furniture
No, definitely not.
or, planting a nice hedge. It requires deliberate architectural audio thinking to actually overcome the physics of nature.
It really does. I mean, we are taking high fidelity, high power technology, ruggedizing it against the extremes, and then perfectly camouflaging it to vanish into our gardens.
It makes you wonder, as this technology becomes even more invisible, will our future experience of the great outdoors become entirely curated and soundtracked?
That is an interesting way to look at it.
It's a provocative thought to leave you with. When our most powerful speakers are perfectly disguised as the landscape itself, we completely blur the boundary between the natural world and artificial design. The walls may be gone, but we are still building a room.